All right, welcome everybody to Southeast Super League headquarters for the first ever episode of SESL TV. I'm your host Adam Amy, and joining me on the first show we have President of Basketball Operations Dale Taylor and the Commissioner of the Southeast Super League Tristan Blacker. Guys,
thanks for having me, mate. Set up. We're good.
Headquarters looks good.
Yeah.
Too bad. I guess first thing we do is shout out our naming sponsor, and that's the name behind us, Horn Industrial Coatings.
Yeah, correct. Again, for those people who don't know yet, Dean Horn from Horn Industrial Coatings has come on board this year as our naming rights sponsor for the entire league. So you'll be learning a lot about him and his business throughout the season. Yeah, we'll be talking a lot about Horn Industrial Coatings through the season, and hopefully working with Dean to get a couple of offers for watchers of the show and correct. Well, I mean,
he's of the league.
One of his abilities within his business is outdoor basketball courts. So
very applicable.
Yeah, he'll be quoting up a few of the boys over the next few weeks actually. So it's a good start for him and a good start for us. But if you are looking at creating an outdoor court, speak to Horny and he'll look after you.
Well, when we look at the ladder later for the domestic comp, I'm pretty sure there's a few that we'd recommend see Dean to have their own court made to get some practice up. All right, savage to begin the first show. But before we go on to domestic, let's the first round of the women's competition started this week.
It's in the history books.
It is. It's all done. It's 2 games.
There was 2 games, correct. So for those again who aren't too familiar with the women's competition, there's 5 teams in the inaugural season, and we had 2 games on Wednesday night. And they were
cracking games. So it was nice to watch a fresh season sort of start.
Yeah, take shape, and there's a few girls essentially missing from 4 teams that were playing, but like you said, it was a cracking start to the season.
And first game of the season kicked off with the Kuirup Koalas 52 defeating the Emerald Bears 37. Wow, what a start!
Yeah, that was an interesting game. I was there for that one. I saw Keely Patterson sort of just open up the game, like 4 threes in a row or something like that.
I think there were the first 3 threes of the game were like Keely, Shannon.
I think Shan hit the first 3, and Keely was having none of it. And then she just went whack, and.
Well, when we were going through the stats earlier, it looks like Shannon's tried to sabotage the stats because Shannon Patterson appeared twice, and Keely wasn't on there. So
yeah, there you go.
Maybe Shannon was just trying. Maybe they'll put Shannon's stats under Keely's.
We'll have to get it sorted. But speaking of Keely Patterson, she finished with 18 points and 12 rebounds. So and 4 assists. That was a huge start to her Super League career. And
a bit of quiet achieving here from Ellie Coots as well. In her debut, 12 points, 8 boards, 5 steals and 3 blocks.
Yeah, decent stat line. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's not too dissimilar to a Big V season this year with Taki Warriors. She had a cracking season.
She'll be putting her hat in the ring already for Defensive Player of the Year, I think.
I think she would be. But probably a shout out to our little mate Kate Zemenik as well.
Oh,
her first Super League game.
Yep, she's the youngest player in the league.
Yeah, correct.
At this stage, 9 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Pretty solid start. Well done, Kate.
Wow. Yeah, that's good rebounding.
Yeah, well, let's not forget that there was a second team that played. Unfortunately, there had to be a loser. And they lost by quite a bit in the end, but
they went down by 15 points, but they were missing a few players. So I don't think that
I don't think Jill expected to be running the whole game.
No, I think she was a bit frustrated by that. But again, Jill, the GM of the Emerald Bears, had a great start as well with 7 and 8, 7 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. So she led the way with the Bears, and they had a fantastic game. Tanae Phillips, obviously a big draw card for Super League this year. So only probably about 3 or 4 weeks off an operation and playing her first game, and it was absolutely sensational. And has also come on board as a sponsor for the women's competition in TEP clothing. So have a look at what she has to offer there as well, and great support to us.
So the Bears going down 52-37, and then we move on to game 2, where the Officer Hornets took on the Narre Warren Silverbacks. Looking back at these matchups, we had the two domestic, like the affiliate teams, the domestic teams, and these two, the two elite teams.
Yeah, correct.
So expanding
everywhere for sure.
Expansions. So the Officer Hornets 41, going down to the Narre Warren Silverbacks 57. Now, look, this was really led by the GM, the both teams.
Yeah, correct.
We had Steph Powell with 16 points, 11 rebounds, 4 steals.
Yep.
So another one for that Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, she was dominant for the whole 40 minutes, across the whole floor. And I mean, you know what you get with Steph Powell. She's a fantastic player.
Yep.
She can play like 1 through 5. So I think those types of numbers that she put up in round 1 will be definitely something that she continues on with week in, week out.
Yep. Lots of points across the board. Sharing the load. It was really good to see.
Yeah, team effort.
But on the side of the Hornets, I guess it was only the GM really in Jamie Armstrong, 18 points, 10 rebounds, and that was the only player in double figures.
Had a cracking game, actually, Jamie.
Yeah, although I must give a shout out here because there's another Defensive Player of the Year shout. Sam Neill with 7 steals.
That's pretty nuts, isn't it? That's crazy.
This
crazy.
is,
but again, that's what you get with Sam Neill. Yeah, she finished with 6 points, 9 boards, 3 assists and 7 steals.
I'm gonna call it early in the season. Sam Neill's gonna get a triple-double this season that will involve 10 steals.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised with that.
All right.
There seemed to be a lot of nerves in that game too. There's quite a lot of air balls going up.
Yeah.
I think once that settles down next week, I think we'll
think it'll
see a higher scoring game. I think.
And we can shout out our Player of the Week for the girls now, can't we?
Yeah. The Player of the Week's been run and done.
And it goes to Jamie Armstrong with her 18 and 10. And not to discredit her in any way, she played a fantastic game and she was voted Player of the Week, but she also did it with 7 turnovers. So
she's nearing a triple.
She was nearing a triple-double as well.
So maybe she needs to get in a bit of practice with her brother Sean, because I've never seen him turn the ball over ever. So maybe he can do a little bit of work with her.
And obviously only the one round in the book, so I mean the ladder's just based on these results with the Tornadoes sort of yet to play in
correct
with 0 wins, 0 losses. We're not sure what to expect from the Tornadoes yet.
No.
But the Koalas sitting atop, then followed by the Silverbacks, then the Hornets, the Bears in 4th.
Cool. Yeah, that should start to take shape over the next few weeks. So
definitely after 2 or 3 rounds have been done, we'll start to get a feel for the ladder. All right. I guess we move on from the women's. Let's go across to the domestic league.
Round 2.
Round 2 of men's domestic. And there's some data to go through. This league is huge.
Yeah.
There's going to come a point where we're going to separate these teams into conferences.
You're going to have to. But I think to start off, they were so close. So the brains trust of Southeast Super League in the way they kind of structured the draft, and the GMs being drafted throughout the whole system has worked really well because you just don't know who's going to win.
Yeah, I think
so close.
With 4 out of the 5 games decided by less than 10 points. So really positive sort of outcome.
Yeah, I think we're really starting to get a feel for this. I suppose it's a balancing system.
Yeah.
To make sure that GMs, or I suppose the talent level of the GMs, doesn't impact the ladder. Because if you're a GM and you're a number 1 pick, you should be using a number 1 pick to pick yourself.
Correct, and thus far it's working. So I know we've still got another 10 rounds or whatever it is to see how it pans out. But
with our sample size of 2 rounds in the books,
that's right.
Things do look to be going really well, and it's an exciting league.
Yeah, it is
at this stage. The first game that we're going to talk about is the Dandenong Ducks.
In their first game.
First game, so they had to buy in the first week. They took on the Bunyip Wizards. and they did it in style. 51 defeating the Wizards 38.
Yeah,
So
I think the Wizards were missing star recruit Aaron Wilson, who put up some big numbers the week before against us. So
Aaron was missing, and Trent Reeford, their big, was missing as well. So I mean, not to discredit the Darks, they played fantastic, but you know they were depleted at the same time.
I think it would have been a closer game had they been there.
Yeah.
Big in this week too with Dilmanotti. He returned from overseas, so he played his first game.
And engaged, Dilmanotti.
Yeah. It's
Congratulations.
I just want to know. I just want to know if this Ducks win does come from, well, first of all, the scouting that Matt Basilios did the previous week while sitting on the Wizards bench in his Wizards hoodie.
Yeah, well, a sleeper cell.
Do you reckon they noticed him there?
No, I saw someone with Wizards and they just cheered.
Yeah, no,
He's
he's done really well, Matty.
He's pretty at the good side.
Yeah, he's done his homework, and like what we said, 13 points win in their first game is really good. And you can see already that they've got his respect. They listen to what he has to say, and he's been around the traps for a while now as far as basketball's concerned. So I think the Ducks for me are one of the top two teams come finals time.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. Yeah,
still batting 1,000, 100%. They are undefeated after one game.
There you go.
That played.
He's got to be pretty happy too with some of the pickups that he got.
Well, you look through the box score. It's like he's done well himself. 11 points, 4 boards for the GM.
Yeah.
And what is this? Travis Blackney, 13 boards.
Yeah, he was really solid. He's a great defender and
he's very active.
Solid rebounder.
Yeah, active.
Look at that, 4 steals, 3 blocks.
Yeah.
Didn't need to do scoring, did everything else.
He's a monster.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Scoring wise, we've got Kurt Lazaro.
Yeah, so
17
he
points.
was picked up in the later rounds, and he's just proving to be an absolute steal.
Yeah, he can play that kid.
So maybe another contender of that steal of the draft.
Absolutely.
Award.
Yeah, he'll be right up there.
And then obviously Joey Nativo
Doing what Joey
now a
does.
Duck, and he's doing it well.
Yeah,
12
runs
points.
the floor really well, and obviously he was dishing the ball pretty well on the fast break as well. So
And he's starting to feel good, I think, because he had that injury towards the back end of last season and hurt his heel and knocked him around for a fair bit. So we had a bit of a chat with him after the game, saying finally it's starting to get out there and run a little bit.
Yeah. Now, I mean, let's take a look at the Wizards. You're right. We're missing their first pick.
Yeah.
Which is going to impact any squad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really, you take the best player out of any list, and they're not going to perform as well.
Yeah, I mean, he did so much damage the week before with his speed and his athleticism.
He was close to triple-double in the first week, wasn't he? It was
22 and 15, I think.
Yeah,
so it's crazy numbers. So if you insert that into this game, then it becomes a lot closer.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. Who's the standout here? Dill Noddy with a return, 7 points, 9 rebounds, 5 steals.
Yeah,
What
really
steals being recorded?
He's a really, really good rebounder for a relatively small bloke. He's really athletic.
Yeah, and considering he still wasn't 100% after flying home, like you reckon he's still a bit jet lagged and that, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes over the coming weeks.
Yeah. So, unfortunate for the Wizards, who are now started their season, 0-2?
Yeah, they're 0-2.
Tough. Very tough.
Something that I wouldn't have seen coming.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
Yeah. But with how even this league is, can go either way.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right, the second game, the 7:20 game of was the Emerald Bears 56 defeating the Harkaway Toucans 50.
Yeah,
I thought the Toucans.
I missed a bit of this game. I saw the start and it was neck and neck for most of it, and then it seems that the Bears just got away with it.
Well, I think the Toucans got off to a really good start too. They took them by surprise, and then I think they called the timeout and sort of just clawed their way back in the Bears. So
enter one James Flannery.
Yeah, well,
that's got to be a key factor here. Although, I mean, looking at the stat sheet, Flanners isn't sort of his stats don't pop.
No, but they never will. I don't think he's one of those 1% guys. Like he does so many things that impact the game that isn't just necessarily.
It's not just numbers.
Yeah,
correct. Those 1%ers is just running
huge.
Yeah.
And he's the fastest guy in the league.
Well, now Pedro's not here.
You heard it here first.
Unequivocally the fastest man in the league.
Yeah, I don't know. I reckon come finals time, we'll put him and Aaron Wilson in a race and see who goes.
I remember an all-star weekend, and then there'll just be, we'll throw in some...
Like they do with the AFL, you know.
Yeah, the sprint.
The track, yeah. We'll do that.
What, the 28
There'll be a big test.
28 minute run.
Yeah.
Each GM can run a bit, like, can nominate a player from their list for a beep test.
Done.
Winner takes...
Let's do it. I might enter.
Get some Ventolin. Oh, it's a straight running thing, you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, not to discredit the Toucans as well. Their guns were firing. Spares again, 12 points, 4 balls, 4 assists. A little bit quieter than the opening round.
Yeah. Sort of think Spares, and I sort of think 20 points a game.
Yeah.
From him is about normal, but he had a quiet night for him. But I mean, he still impacted the game.
Solid, yeah.
Yeah.
He was 3 from 8 and from the field, and 2 from 8 from the 3-point line. So you're right, like 20 points is not beyond him at all.
Yeah, another couple of threes and he's right out there. So
correct. Yeah. So the Toucans, new team to the league. They're 1-1, so they're thereabouts. They've had a win.
They've got an even spread side, so they'll be thereabouts. So.
Yep.
Yeah, they've got a really good side actually, and you see sort of Michael Stewart there putting up good numbers, 13 and 5.
Yeah.
So big man.
It's good to see the scoring spread.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
We move on to game number 3. As your lot, the Bayside Reapers, 37.
Yeah.
Beating the Joel Donnelly-led Tynong Tornadoes, 28.
Let's leave Dale do the recap on this one.
Dale can recap it, but I remember games where Joel was putting up 28 by himself.
28 shots.
Oh, he'd been dead. I'm sure there's a game where he's put up 28, or close to 28 points. But it wasn't this one.
No. Last Tuesday was 28 techs, I think, for Joel. But
yes, I do believe that Joel is starting to set a precedent. Looks like he misses past players, and in week 1, it looked like he was going to start stirring things up, a la Jordan Hendricks, and nominated to be draft seal. And this week he did his best Pedro impression. Getting ejected from the venue. Hi to Pedro if you're watching.
No, I mean Joel was obviously a little bit frustrated and wasn't playing his normal game, which was sort of frustrating a bit. But I mean, we were happy to come away with the victory. It was really, really close. So it was a really low scoring affair too. So
it was. There was one player, however, that scored in double figures and did it in style. 20 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Did it all.
Yeah, well.
Dale Taylor.
8 from 11.
I'm a shot blocker.
It's okay. I was going to read out the combined stats of the Taylor brothers again.
Oh, yeah, right. No, well, I don't know. It was feeling pretty good. I didn't put up massive numbers when you really look into it, but I got to the free throw line and got 8 easy points from there. So towards the end of the game, there it was good to be able to get to the free throw line and sort of give the team a boost that way while everyone gets to breathe it as well. Pretty gassed.
Any comments from you on your brother's pass?
That's probably one of the best passes I've ever seen.
That was wicked.
Yeah, I didn't see this.
Oh, you didn't?
Live.
We're going to camera, so we can kind of reenact it. But he effectively, as soon as the ball kind of hit his hands, he's just gone like that. And
over the pass to someone on the bucket, and I think it was Matty Aldred that put it in. So
nice.
It's pretty special.
Yeah, Reapers continuing where they left off last season, really. Like a couple of good wins to start the season.
That win on Tuesday was really scrappy, and so we didn't really come out of it feeling all that great apart from winning. But
being knackered at the end of it.
Yeah, well, no one scored in double figures, and I think we'd just like to shoot a bit better than what we did. But but having said that, we won the game, so. Move on to next week and hopefully shoot the ball a bit better.
Now, the story of the Tornadoes, it's 2 losses, I believe.
Yeah, 2 losses, but again, I kind of put them in the same category as the Wizards. I think they've got a pretty decent, even spread side. They've got decent bigs, they've got decent points. Like Scotty Elliott can flat out play. He finished with 5 and 12. That's crazy.
Yeah. 12 rebounds too. He's really good.
Yeah. Corey Brumby.
Awesome.
just works and works and works. And he really, like for a big dude, he's pretty agile. Like he can get around the court, he can move, he can dribble, he can, you know, he just got to probably finish a little bit better. And I think he can have some really big games this year for sure.
Yeah.
And obviously Joel as well. You know, he keeps level-headed and he goes on to drop, you know, 20 and 30 points.
I really think he needs to play that same role, the way we just talked previously about players like Spezza. That you need to get, you get those buckets, but doing those other things, getting the boards, getting the assists, being able to facilitate and being the leader of this Tornadoes squad. It's on Joel now to learn from this week.
100%. And he's bloody capable of doing it as well.
He will.
And lead these guys and get a big W on the board.
Yeah, faux show.
All right, let's go to game 4, and this is the late, not the late night special. This is the late night special.
This is the late night special, and then we'll have the late
night special.
We'll have the Wednesday morning game.
That's it. Oh boy, next season that might be happening.
So we watched the fifth game to a Wednesday night.
As a curtain raiser for the
girls,
for the women's. The 9 p.m. game, it was the Phillip Island Penguins taking on the Cardinia Crocs.
This was another really good game, actually.
I heard the Crocs came out. This is past my bedtime, so I've got a box score here, and
for some bizarre reason, the Crocs all rocked up with actual bricks, and they wanted to throw it at a certain person. But
maybe that's why I wasn't there. All right, so we're going to keep calling them the Crocs.
Yeah, no, the Crocs.
They weren't the bricks.
They were awesome on Tuesday night. This is probably, for me, game of the round. I really enjoyed this one. Both teams just, you know, two-way basketball, working really hard, and the Penguins ended up, getting the win.
Yeah, well, from all reports, the Crocs came out and they were hungry.
Correct.
Yeah. And it was put onto the shoulders of GM Liam Malcolm to lead his boys back and get their noses in front, their little penguin noses in front at the end of the game. Not without some hiccups, I believe.
Yeah, back and forth a bit. Yeah.
I heard a ball was spiked off the backboard with a shot attempt from GM Liam Malcolm by one Wyatt.
Oh, really?
Wyatt. He. Yes, that happened. It was quite large.
Yes,
it was big. Yeah.
Every time I brought this up with GM Malcolm, he keeps referring to the fact that they won the game. So it must have been a pretty good block.
No, look, it was a really good block, and it was probably just a bit of taste of Liam's own medicine, because he does it to blokes upwards of 3 times a game. So there could be a few people that were on Liam's list from last season that made their own list. In saying that, though, probably 2 or 3 plays back down the floor. Liam Malcolm did it to Wyatt, so I think they come in pretty
They go at each other pretty hard, which is it's good to see.
Yep.
Good to see another close game.
Yeah.
And, the outstanding performance here though from the Penguins patch.
Yeah. More so, he probably was an impact more on the defensive end as well. Even though he's put up 16 points, but he was just an anchor in the middle. Defensively, I thought.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, and he's another player that can play 1 through 5. Play every position.
Yeah, he's a big guy that can do everything.
Yeah. So he did really well. It was good. Riley Lansing was really good. It was his first game for the Crocs this season. He was missing round 1, so he finished with 6 points and 2 assists. But again, those 1%ers, it was really solid for the Crocs. Yeah. And Mitch Thomas as well, finishing with 11. He had a cracking game.
I think he scored 9 out of those 11 in the first 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah,
he was on fire to start the game.
Yeah, he did really well.
Yeah,
so
you've got those Crocs. Hopefully the Crocs next round can get up to a flying start and maintain it.
Well, I was actually saying to Stoey before he left on Tuesday, I said you could easily just be like 2-0 rather than 0-2.
Yeah, and that kind of just to refer back to our comments at the start, how close it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the other comments, if you need a basketball court built, Stoey, go and see Dean.
Put one out the back.
And get one for the team. Supply some extra bricks for a discount. Alright, let's move on to the 5th game before I put a bigger target on my head.
The late night.
the late super special.
The Wednesday morning game. That's what it is.
The Wednesday morning game.
Yeah.
The clash of the blonde beauties. This game.
The clash of the blonde beauties.
Katuziak, Cooper, and Blacker, all on one court together.
Yeah. Oh boy! So it was the Maryknoll Matadors 40. Another close one, defeating the Nanagoon Bulldogs 37.
Yeah, this is a cracker. This was another really good game, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And towards the end of that game, they sort of staged a bit of a comeback.
They've done that twice.
It was the same as the first week. I said to Carl, you just got to come out playing like that.
Yeah. From the word go.
Yeah.
Looks like lockdowns, boys. The Matadors. They've done a defensive job because no one really sort of took over as a scorer.
Yeah,
for the,
no one double figures, but having said that, it's quite an even spread too. So
you're going to hate this because you live with lockdown, but maybe he should invest in Horny services because he was 3 from 9 from the field, Liam, and it was all under the basket. So he finished with 6 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 6 steals.
6 steals.
Had a cracking game. That easily could have been.
I'll tell you what,
14 plus points and
I think
player of the week.
I think I'll be gluing my possessions down at home.
So Liam, look at the sign behind us and get a quote.
We'll get a hoop out the back.
Yeah.
Nice. Look, Hayden, back-to-back weeks, big points.
Yeah.
Almost a double-double. Hayden Melson.
Yeah, he was pretty effective on the glass and put up 17 points.
9 rebounds. It's crazy, isn't it?
I don't know if I've seen this in Super League history though. 3 players on the same team, all scoring 1 point each.
Yeah.
We've got Adrian, Dom, and Lachlan, all 1 point.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they'll obviously free throws, but
Well, they've combined for 3.
Yeah.
the big 3. A big 3. But yeah, everyone getting on the scoreboard, even if it's for 1 point. Everyone's sort of playing a role. I think this Matadors team is.
And shout out to Becky as well. He hit some big threes.
Yeah.
Some of those will get him to get him back in at the end. They were massive.
Yeah.
It's I don't think the Bulldogs are far off. I think they're sick and tired of playing at 9:50 at night. But
But out of that, like with the blonde beauties, who wins that? Who wins the title? It's got to be Cooper, doesn't it?
No, he only put up.
Down here, dog.
No, I'm just talking about straight looks.
Oh, right.
Beautiful.
I thought we were looking at stats.
No, Coop.
Oh, Alex is pretty.
No, Coop, I reckon.
I'm still on your brother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I'll get off him.
Cooper only put up 6 shots or something, so I think he might have been suffering from some sore eyes.
Sore eyes?
On Saturday night, someone shot a fire extinguisher in his face.
Oh my
Poor kid.
Yeah.
We've had some doozies over the domestic season.
That's a horrific injury.
People shooting themselves with nail guns and
Yeah.
fire extinguishers.
What happened to the days of, twisting an ankle or doing a hammy?
That's interesting.
Boring. What happened to Coop who got shot in the face with a fire extinguisher?
Someone was bored and poked a fire hose at it. Oh boy. So yes, that's the second round of domestic books. Let's go ahead and look at the ladder. Now we've had a couple of rounds. And on top of the ladder we have the Bayside Reapers.
That's a bit of a surprise, but we take it. Happy with that.
The top 4, all 2 wins, 0 losses.
Yeah.
It's all percentage that's separating the teams. And we have the Bayside Reapers. We then have the Emerald Bears, the Maryknoll Matadors, and the Phillip Island Penguins rounding out the top 4. And knocking on that door are the Dandenong Ducks. They've only had the one game, but they've got 1 win.
Yeah.
So as the buys trickle through the season,
that'll even up.
that will
correct.
So it can make things interesting coming into the finals.
towards the end.
Well, yeah, when people having a buy and that, yeah, correct.
Well, and then we move into 6th. We've got the Toucans, the only team to split their games 1-1.
Yep.
Then we go down to 7th through 10th, are all 0 wins, 2 losses, and they are the Bulldogs, the Cardinia Crocs, the Tynong Tornadoes, and the Bunyip Wizards. Familiar territory for the Wizards. However, unlike their blistering start last year,
Yeah.
with one game because they had the bye, but one loss in their first round, it's the Cooey-Rup Koalas on the bottom of the ladder.
They won't be hanging around there for too long, I wouldn't have
No,
thought.
I wouldn't think so either.
Travis Allen with his boys, right?
Yeah.
So that's domestic.
Yeah.
That is domestic in the books for the week. Let's before we start looking forward to next week, let's talk about the elite competition. That's about to get underway.
Correct. Yeah, it's by the time this video goes up,
We might
we'll be we'll be in games. Yeah.
So I guess we've got. Are there going to be any surprises? I haven't really looked at the
Well, we took the same process with the elite competition as far as how they would draft with the GMs and whatnot. So this competition is going to be just as strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the first game, actually.
It's going to be interesting. Well, we've got the same draft system here, but the elite competition comes with one new rule that we're trialing.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
A legacy system.
Correct.
So with the ability to retain players. Now, each GM has selected people they want to keep.
Yeah, at a certain level, yeah, they have. I mean, obviously,
It's an optional thing. You don't have to retain players from your squad. Someone like Paul Phillips seemed like a fairly obvious.
Yeah, so you can retain one player, that's right, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so Paul Phillips obviously winning and going up, taking the Narry Silverbacks up. He retained Jeff Reed. So they were effectively picks 1 and 2 for the competition. Which kind of shows we made a bit of a mistake, didn't we? Last year with Jeff being a first round pick and Jeff not having Paul not having to pick himself, but
look, that's why the system has sort of come to fruition. And I think this retention, the player retention, brings that whole, I suppose, feel of a player playing for a franchise.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Correct.
I mean, if you're drafted into a franchise and a different franchise, the continuity.
Yeah.
You get a bit of history behind a club, which is good.
Well, it'll be good. I mean,
Trent Lee's with the Sharks.
Yes, he was retained by Lee Belton.
Yep. So there are some of these players that have been retained, and we're going to use this as the basis. For looking at this kind of system within the league, all the leagues.
So we'll see how it plays out.
All right. So
Simo and Greg were retained as well, weren't they?
Yes.
They were retained by their club.
Well, Simo, that's correct. They were retained. Simo was retained by the general bases.
Retained in inverted commas for the base.
Offered a lifeline. Simo rang me today and said, where does he pick up his Player of the Week award? He's called it early.
All right.
The co-founders of Super League reckons he's going to take it out. So
just telling him he's down Burgle after the round.
Correct.
Tomorrow night for dinner. All right. Well, we'll kick it off. We kick it off at 6:30 with the Mustangs and the Pirates. I haven't really got any predictions for these games. I haven't really seen any of the boys in action.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to pan out because the teams look so even. But
if you look at every team and you think it's the same as domestic. You know what I mean? Like you look at the Mustangs have some really solid players in Vlad Tankov, Mackay Hollands, Pedro, who's gone up to elite competition again. But then you move over to the Pirates and I've got Jacob Top, Jordan Page,
that's
Michael Johns. So it's huge.
Yeah, it's so that's the 6:30 game. We follow up with the debut of the Silverbacks following their championship win from domestic, and see how they go in the elite competition.
Well, they've got Benno Collins, Jeff Reed, and Paul Phillips. Combined, they're like 120 years old.
So instead of the Silverbacks, we should call them the Grey Army.
Silverback, Silverhead.
Silverhead,
All right, they're taking on the Hornets at 7:20. Then the 8:10 game, we have the Pacers taking on the Vikings.
Correct.
And the 9 o'clock late night special. It's a team that's dear to my heart. The Berwick Sharks. I mean, the Druin Dragons.
Is it possible? I don't think that we could get a smaller GM for the Dragons.
Achievement unlocked. Aaron Miles.
Big Daddy.
This isn't what I agreed to. Not why I'm a lifelong member. Benjamin Gaze, not a happy chappy.
Well, we've given it to he's GMing Aaron Miles against Lee Dalton, 2 mates. So
mates, it's going to be a cracker. That's
good.
All the games are definitely going to be worth watching. We'll be recapping them next week on the show. On to domestic now. We've got a ladder that's taking shape. 6:30 Tuesday. The Maryknoll Matadors versus the Phillip Island Penguins. I don't know if I want to be home this week.
So I
someone's going to be upset.
GMs.
Someone's going to be upset.
And then we've got Tynong Tornadoes versus the Cardinia Crocs.
Yeah, that's the 7:20. Then to the 8:10 game. We've got the the Reapers taking on the Bears.
Hopefully.
Watch out, Greggy's an inactive GM, which means he's not going to play the game, but he'll annoy your bench.
Well dressed,
Yeah, of course.
9 p.m. We have the Bunyip Wizards versus the Harkaway Toucans.
And close it out, we have the Dandenong Ducks versus the Kuirup Koalas at 9:50.
That'll be a cracker.
Bulldogs have the bye.
Yep.
That'll be good, actually.
And then on Wednesday night, back to the girls' competition, we've got the Tynong Tornadoes versus the Officer Hornets at 7:30. And then at 8:30, we've got the Narry Silverbacks versus the Kui Koalas, with the Emerald Bears having the bye.
Which is good because Jill probably needs a rest after running the whole game last week.
Should be that,
So, yes, well, we should probably, once again, before we go, thank our sponsor again, naming sponsor of the league, Dean at Horn Industrial Coatings.
Yeah, correct. And obviously our domestic division sponsor as well, Lonsdale Street Auto Elects, Marty Sanchez,
yes.
And obviously Tanea Phillips from Pet Clothing, who's sponsoring the Women's League as well.
Yep. All right. Well, I think that brings the first ever episode of Super League TV to a close. Thanks for joining me this week.
Thanks for having me.
Are we? Well, I guess letting me come into the headquarters and take over for a short space of time. Are we going to get some other special guests on the show in the coming weeks?
They're definitely special. Some of them are going to have
priority parking.
No, but we'll have a heap of different people, throughout the season coming in.
Gee, maybe even get a sponsor on.
We could.
Yep.
Maybe we might venture out into the streets as well and do some interviews. So we'll see what happens.
There's a coder out there for streets on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've been your host, Adam Amy. Thanks everybody for tuning in and watching first episode of Super League TV. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.